Well, good morning, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome back to day two of the Bowls European Mixed Pairs Championship. There's been a change in the commentary box this morning. I'm delighted to welcome England's Dominic McVitie alongside me.
Morning, Greg.
To watch this game of local rivalry between Jersey and Guernsey. I can't think why the organisers have picked this game, Dominic, for the live stream.
No, I'm quite glad that you're in here as well, because it would be nice to find out about the Guernsey-Jersey rivalry as well.
What rivalry? I don't know what you're on about. I don't know what you're on about. And of course, the first thing that we've done this morning is lose the camera over there, so you can't see Miriam Bolt. I will go and put that one on so you can at least see the head. And Guernsey have won the jack. Jack went in the ditch. And Miriam's bowl just a little bit short. I'm just going to take a wander over there, Dominic, to see if I can get this camera.
Yeah, while
back
you're there, I'll
life.
talk about yesterday. So both teams yesterday unfortunately lost out on a tie break. Guernsey lost to France and Jersey lost to the Netherlands, both on the one-end tie break. So both of them will be looking to sort of bounce back and try and put a win on the board this morning.
Absolutely, it was not the start that the Jersey pair were after, for sure, but in the first set it has to be said the Netherlands duo were incredibly impressive.
And I think that the one-end tiebreak is brutal as well, isn't it? So
yeah, Ross and I were talking about this in the commentary box yesterday, and actually we were talking about the brutality of it, but actually for the smaller countries that come to these events, perhaps it's the jeopardy that they need, because they just need a one bowl to score some points to win a game. It's not the three bowls, it's not three ends, etc. So maybe the one end does favour potentially the smaller country to get a result. It's probably harder over three ends.
And also then it's the most, like, the jack is the most important bit. Do you give it away? Do you want the last bowl, or are you playing, if you're playing a length well, do you want to kind of stick to that length and play that, sort of have the jack and take it, but then you've got, your opponent's going to have a chance to win the game.
Absolutely. Yeah, no, I have to admit I was for the one end shootout just because of the jeopardy that's involved in it. However, that's much easier for me to say sat on the sidelines here talking about it rather than being the one with the bowl in my hand trying to save it. I think the highlight so far in tiebreak ironically came on day one of the under-25s, Dominic, when the eventual winner, Danny Stevenson, was game down with a bowl to play on the tiebreak end. Ireland's Daniel Spratt had a bowl a mere 8 inches in front of the jack, and seemingly as much as he could cover at the back rather than the tee. But Danny's played a brilliant weighted bowl and just halved the shot bowl off the jack, and that was the last bowl of the game to win it. Talk to me about your game yesterday. You opened your campaign against Switzerland, and we did note in the commentary box here that, well, I say commentary box, we've discussed this before, it's a very exposed table. Fortunately, the wind and the rain is a bit less today than it was yesterday.
The umbrella looks a bit ropey above us, I think.
Yes, no, but it's not going anywhere, but we might get knocked out by it. So early doors in your first set yesterday against Switzerland, you were 5-0 down after 3 ends, and then romped to a very commanding victory. Just talk us through what was happening there.
I think that the rink was tricky, and it took a while to settle, and they played well early on. They played sort of, through the first 3 ends, they were good, and then we sort of got near and put them under a bit more pressure, and then we kind of then just kept scoring, kept taking the jack, chucking it a bit longer. So it was a tough start, but then we settled
down. Yeah. Well, in the end, the second set was quite convincing.
Yeah, we got a 6 and a 5 in 2 ends, and I think that just sort of.
Well, in a 7-end set, that sort of does do it, doesn't it? I guess.
Flattered us a little bit because. But because they played well, yeah.
Well, this is a very scattered head on the first end here. Jersey are playing what I would say is the better side of the green. Graham looks like he needs to catch a ball to slow down here, which he hasn't done.
Yeah, I was chatting to Ross Owen yesterday because they played on the streaming rink yesterday and they said it was tricky, but you've moved the settings, haven't you, as well?
The settings, yeah, so although the direction of play has been the same every day, simply because the lines are better going across the green than they are going up and down, we have 2 different marks on this green for 7 rinks. All the players have practiced on a yellow setting, so that's when the green is set out for 8 rinks, so there's nothing, nothing similar to that at all. And then for the semi-finals and the finals, we actually move it all around again just to try and keep everyone on their toes as much as we possibly can. So
it's a great start for Jersey. I didn't know it was 4 the other day. 4.
No, it was a very scattered head, wasn't it, Dominic? There's no one's going to be writing home to shout about that.
No. But you'll take it.
Oh, absolutely.
Anything
at this point, you would take anything. And like you said, both teams here looking to start strongly. Jersey's Graham and Sally Black we touched on yesterday. In fact, let me put the camera on so you can see them. Won a qualifying event to represent the right to represent Jersey. Sorry, in this event.
I think from what I've got early on is it rained last night. I think quite hard, didn't it? So
it did, yes.
The greens a little bit heavier because Sally's got quite a few balls have been short.
Well, even looking across the rink, there's a couple that are quite short. That's a very good shot from Miriam. Yeah, that's exactly what she wanted after dropping a 4 the first end. Right on it and closing the gap. Yeah, no, I literally live just over there, Daniel. I mean, the viewers won't be able to see where I'm pointing, but where that black roof is over there, Daniel, for your benefit, is effectively where I live. And I can confirm that it was biblical rain at about 6 o'clock this morning. Great response from Sally there. Quite difficult on the camera angle that we've got. If Jersey are to do it again, I will have 2 other cameras. Unfortunately, they weren't available for this stream, so we'll have the middle of the rink to be able to see a bit more. Apologies to the viewers, but I hope you're making do and enjoying the coverage that we've been able to give you so far. It was flattering yesterday that over 1,000 of you streamed in for both the semi-final and the final. 1,000 of you streamed in for the first round of the mixed pairs, but again we were up to 1,400 and 1,500 for the semi-final and the final of the under 25s, which was a fiercely contested match between Danny Stevenson of Scotland, our eventual winner, and the runner-up Daniel Spratt from Ireland. Both players currently travelling to Scotland for the under 25 series, so it's been an incredibly busy week. Another great bowl for Miriam here. She's got the jack.
It's interesting because on the setting yesterday we were on the next rink, so you watched, and they were a lot of them were playing the ditch side, whereas I don't know if it's different on this setting, but it seemed to be getting nearer on the inside hand going this way.
Certainly on the other setting, the inside hand is much more playable than it is on this setting, and I think. I can't give too many tips because it'll sound like I'm coaching from the commentary box, but it's certainly going down the way, so the opposite way to how the players are playing at this point in time. If you keep the jack in the final third, you've got far more of a chance of getting some bend in the finish. If it's in the middle of the green, then actually it can be quite difficult. The ditch side going down is definitely the more reliable side, and the ditch side coming up is definitely the hand to play. It's just not as swingy on the way back up.
Needs to get round the front.
He's round it just over the weight in that.
He brings it in a ball. It's pretty close under the front one.
It will hold that under the front on this setting. Miriam has announced to Colin the minute it left his hand, if I can spit my worms out this morning, Daniel, that it was tight, and she was correct. Again, that's the jeopardy of that side. It's such a fine line to find. You don't have to go that much higher. Graham will need less weight if he's played that line, but I think he has got less weight up, doesn't it?
Will it get back?
Just hangs.
Just finish well though. He can now probably play it more aggressive.
He can really rip through these now, yeah. Graham and Sally both heralding from St Saviour's Bowls Club in Jersey, which is Jersey's only artificial green. So a slightly different experience for them, constantly playing on grass. Now this is what I wanted to see from Graham. He's lining up with the backhand. This will be relatively straight. Not an easy shot down that side, but at least he can give it a fling. Not sure he likes it.
Under.
Yeah.
I always say we found that yesterday that there was kind of like one line to the jack, and if you were a bowl wide, it just stuck. If you were a bowl tight, it whipped under. It was really
and that hand
tricky.
on this rink is going to be the same. I mean, we are very proud of our green, Dominic.
Yeah,
I'm not going to lie, but it's there are some tricky lines as you'd expect from outdoor bowls.
The comment I was as soon as I walked through the door was, "It doesn't like it's been played on all year." It's for it to be sort of September time and for it to look this good is like a credit to your greenkeepers and everybody who's involved in working with the club, because the surface is fantastic.
We are incredibly lucky that Bob and the team do the job that they do. We touched on the commentary earlier in the week that actually in the year that we needed it to be really good, Bob had the green ready 2 weeks before opening day, so we actually opened this at the end of March.
Right.
So you know, considering it's had extended use as well, I have to confess the surface is lovely.
Yeah.
All the club members down here are excited to have the event, and I think you've seen that from the enthusiasm and the abundance of volunteers that have been in the kitchen.
Yeah. And just the warm welcome that everybody has got and everybody's given has been like fantastic as well. So.
Well, you needed a warm welcome from someone because the weather hasn't been
Yeah, exactly.
as kind as we'd have liked it to be for you there. That's for sure.
When we turned up on Wednesday night, Lloyd's nose was burnt. I was like, well, we won't have that problem, Lloyd, it's fine. Because the forecast is not meant to be as nice, I don't think. So, and again, another good start from Miriam there.
Yeah, great bowl. They haven't actually done the board yet, Dominic, so I'm not quite sure how many that was. It was definitely the one to Guernsey. Just depends on how much the back bowls went. A good looking start here from Sally. It should start swinging off the bank there.
You can see it there.
Yeah, that side going down that way on any length is a beautiful draw. It does need dead weight, Dominic. Let's being frank and honest with you, it does require dead weight.
So I was just reading here, and this is really interesting. Sally successfully climbed Kilimanjaro last year.
Yes, it's almost a year to the day that she's done it as well.
September. And raised over £3,500 for.
That's a great effort from Sally. Great pace, just a bowl under. No, we featured her last year in the Bowls Jersey Gala dinner, having done an interview, and some of the pictures that she came back with were, being honest with you, quite phenomenal.
Yeah. I can imagine.
And I think the most fascinating thing I found is that they're halfway up Kilimanjaro on her birthday, I'd like to point out as well, and the Sherpas that she was with disappeared into one of those base tents that the base camps. I can't remember the technical term for it, but a hut somewhere halfway up, or a tent halfway up the mountain. And they disappeared with some ingredients, and they came out with a brilliant birthday cake for her. So halfway up Kilimanjaro, where supplies are slim at the best of times. Sally was baked a birthday cake. But she had a fantastic time. She couldn't stop raving about it when she came back. And yeah, like you said, fair play, absolutely fair play.
Yeah.
It was only a solitary 1 to Guernsey on the last end, according to the scoreboard. And I wasn't Dominic. Sorry, I did that yesterday. I called you by completely the wrong name, so forgive me. Too many guest appearances in the commentary box. For the viewers back home, the jack is sandwiched between those two purple bowls in the middle of the green. So Guernsey are currently lying 2. Sally's second bowl threatened it, but the last bowl just came up short.
She might be second. I'm not sure.
Oh, potentially.
It's a bit sort of
if you've watched any of the live streaming this week, Dominic, you'll notice that I am very good at consistently calling the wrong result and the wrong shot. That is now two, though. There is. I don't want to thank Graham because obviously he's meant to be the Jersey representative, but he has bailed me out of a hole there to confirm that it is now two to Guernsey, and there can be no debate about that at all.
Colin now playing the other hand, where he's trying to just sort of cover the bowls just past the jar.
Just think he's shy on pace again there, Dominic. He's probably not quite crept in. Sally encouraging Graham to be a bit more aggressive. You can see a slightly better camera angle there. So I think you may have been right, Dominic. I think that actually, if he gets under there, he just needs to swing a bit more. It just holds off with the pace. Despite the big draw it gets down that side, it just holds off with the pace. Like you said,
he's got a chance to make a few, so I think Colin's got to cover this, I think.
You'd expect he's coming back on his backhand, Dominic.
Anything past the jack.
Certainly got more pace, but I don't think it's passed.
No, he may have drawn another, but it's giving Graham a chance to.
It's very close.
Turn around the corners for a few. If he gets bowl onto jack or.
Oh, I think he's dropped the weight a bit. He's got a ball wide, he's got the front one. Oh, that's got to stop. Again, a bit of a scattered head from the two teams. That's 2 out that Sally's conceded, and having a look now.
Calling the umpire.
Umpire being called. Well, we'll just quickly flip over to the conditions of play while the umpires come and sort themselves out, Dominic. So this is just a reminder that there are 14 teams here this year at the second Bowls Europe European Championships. An increase on the first one that was successfully staged in Tenerife 2 years ago. Although I suspect the weather may have been a bit kinder in Tenerife a couple of years ago. Yes, no, yeah, well. You've got to manifest these things sometimes. We've got it's 3 bowl pairs, 2 sets of 7 ends, just like the under 25 singles, a 2-hour time limit excluding trial ends. We did get, I think, the semi-final of the singles lasted 49 minutes, so they didn't get anywhere near the 2 hours. Yesterday we ran to just over the hour and 20 minutes, I think. Yeah. So again, time limit not being threatened. It's a good little fast-paced format for the competitors here. And just while I go and repair the waterproofing over there, Dominic, perhaps you can tell the viewers what the format or how the format plays for you now that you've played a game and had a go at it.
Yeah, I think I quite like the format. I think 3 bowl pairs is an interesting game. It sort of makes you value every bowl, and yeah, I think the fast pace of it is nice because it gets you into a nice rhythm, and I think. Yeah, I'm still not sure whether I prefer it to 4 bowl pairs, but I think for events like this, I think 3 bowl pairs is a really good sort of way to go.
So not that it matters in the slightest for this event.
Yeah.
But if you prefer the 4 bowl pairs to the 3 bowl pairs, what's your view on the 3 bowl triples versus the 2 bowl triples?
So I never played 2 bowl triples before, and then I moved from Lancashire to Lincolnshire. And in Lincolnshire we have a different sort of governing body. It's called like the Bowls Federation, and they are separate to Bowls England, and they have everything's 2 bowl. Pretty much everything is 2 bowl triples, 2 bowl pairs, and I was very sceptical of it, and I didn't like it. I thought it just wasn't. There wasn't enough bowls for me. There's not enough going on.
Okay.
But then playing it more and playing it in the international series, you actually realise how it's so reliant on the draw, so reliant on the front end getting in early and sort of commanding the head from there. And actually there's probably less luck involved because there's less bowls on the green.
Absolutely, yeah. They do say triples can be quite hard with that 3rd bowl.
Yeah.
And I'm not really quite sure why, because you play more in the pair, so why should you be luckier? But it does seem to mix. It does seem to mix things up a bit.
I've changed my opinion of it, and I think playing it at the international series, and obviously it's now a Commonwealth Games format, that actually I've sort of learned to quite enjoy it. So yeah, and I think that's the good thing about our game, is that we're all trying to sort of evolve, but we're trying to keep the tradition in certain aspects, but also evolve and make it a sport for everybody that wants to sort of be involved and play. Try and get the new people, the younger people in, and those shorter formats are probably the way to go.
Absolutely, I think a lot of the countries have done research that have suggested it's the time factor, it's the commitment factor that is a barrier to bowls. The good news is that they're not citing things like grey trousers and white trousers these days as the barriers. So I agree with you. They made it far more accessible. If you look across the green now, the long gone are those, should we say, traditional bowls uniforms that were there.
It's a great adjustment for Miriam as well.
Absolutely, first bowl in the ditch, and right alongside Sally's bowl. Didn't quite make it into the camera view. She has changed to a backhand, which as a local mildly frustrates me. But you never know. Just hanging off on the pace out there. Miriam with her third delivery here. Looks pretty good pace-wise again. Yeah, that keeps. That's going to be. That covers the tee nicely.
So going this way, if you were playing on this rink, you would play down this ditch.
I would be trying to find the ditch side, because it's just a little bit more forgiving.
Right.
You just have to worry about your pace down the ditch side, whereas. And as I say that, Sally's played the backhand to perfection and rested Miriam's bowl that she drew down the backhand to perfection. So another reason why I'm sat here, Dominic, and not demonstrating my lack of prowess on the green. Colin from Guernsey has reliably informed us that it's a measure as he goes down. Graham, the Monyo jersey, thinks it's his. Good old Graham, forever confident. A quick look across the other rinks. Israel have gone 7-0 up on France after 3 ends. The Switzerland are leading the Netherlands 3-1 after 3 ends. Turkey 6-3 up on Hungary, which Ozcan has been practicing long into the night, every night. I think fascinating fact about Ozcan is that after the under-25 singles finished, he got on a plane on Wednesday to fly his team back to Heathrow, and then came back to Jersey the following day for the mixed pairs, which is real commitment from the team manager there. Graham on a cracking line down that backhand, just not got the pace. Maybe the rain slowed it down and it is playable, Dominic. I'm just going to try and find an excuse to bail me out the hole that I've misled everybody with.
Sort of in the way.
There is on rink 6 over there a big match between Ireland and Wales. Ireland have just gone 2-1 up, but the umpire is on the green.
Defending champions, isn't it? Against
Absolutely, the defending champions. Well, Graham's more positive this time, but he is on that wider line, so I'd expect it to hang. Yeah, Graham expressing, it just doesn't do anything. And if only he'd asked me before, I would have been able to tell him.
Colin looks on a better track. It's just whether he's up.
Has he got the pace? It is, like you said, Dominic, I think the pace has been killed a little bit by that torrential rain we had this morning. Fair play to Bob the greenkeeper, he has been down to cut and roll it again. He does that between the showers.
The thing is, I'll watch it. We've already chucking him short and still chucking him short when I go on later.
Graham just catching that gatekeeper. And the umpire is back again. So in which case, while the umpire gets into position, it's probably a good time for me to give a shout out to our sponsors, Titan Wealth. Pat was down to do the presentations for the under-25 singles, and Bowls Jersey are very grateful for the support that Titan have given by stepping in to host these championships. It's great to see 14 different countries competing on the green. something that Jersey doesn't get the opportunity to do much. So these kind of events are something that we can obviously bid for. We don't have 3 greens in the same place, so we've got very little chance of hosting a British Isles Series or the full European Championships. But everyone's been so much fun, really.
I think it's really interesting as well. I like looking at the bowls that people are playing with. So you've got Colin's playing with Drake's Pride XPs, Miriam's playing with Taylor International, 2 big swinging bowls. Sally is playing with, let me find my thing,
Aces,
Taylor Aces, yeah, and it's Graham playing with Evos, I think.
Yeah, so again, he will. The Evos are favoured by this more so by the St Saviour's bowlers because of the carpet.
Yeah,
it just gives them that little bit more.
It's really
control on the carpet.
Because I used to play at artificial, and everybody went straighter, and in the end, I found that going swingier was better because you got out of because there was a few runs in the carpet, and you got out of those runs. But again, it's personal preference, isn't it, to what people want to play with?
Absolutely. Yeah, I was Taylor Ace for a long time, and then I saw my brother become deadly accurate with a running bowl using Henselite Tigers, so I swapped over to the Tigers myself, and still never reached the lofty heights that Ross has done with them. But a boy can dream.
Yeah, I've always played with Henselite, so I play with Tigers outdoors, and then I swap between pros, Evos, or Tigers indoors. So
okay.
If I could play with my green Tigers all the time, I would, but they're fortunately a little bit too swingy for some surfaces.
Yeah, absolutely.
So.
Jersey took a solitary point on the last end after the umpire turned out the Jersey bowl. Sally's first bowl, she'll be looking to try and find 2 yards. She's definitely got more on this.
Yeah, she's
Dominic, I've got a feeling that it might be too much.
All the bend is really late, isn't it?
It's literally as the weight comes off.
Yeah.
As the weight comes off, it flies down the hill, and I think because of the bend, there probably is a slight downslope off the ditch as well. Yeah. So a couple of the players have commented that the ball seems to pick up speed as it comes down the slope. Miriam's played really well here. Just better weight, very similar line, but just better weight.
I've got an interesting question.
Yes.
So when we've played, the sort of the opposite side to what we are on now generally seems to be the swingier side, apart from obviously this ring here. So you're playing up and down from the clubhouse. Is it uphill one way and downhill the other? Or?
That's a very good question. It doesn't feel uphill or down. It doesn't feel uphill or downhill. Going either way. I think actually a lot of people have commented as you bowl down the way that the players are playing now. It seems to be faster than coming back up.
That's what we were told.
The opposite way. I can't say I've noticed it. Significantly, right. But you know, you guys are the pros out there for sure.
I didn't. So Millie and Lloyd, that was one of the things that they said to us was it's heavier towards the basketball court.
Well, if there's one thing I learnt in the first few days, Dominic, it was not to trust Lloyd.
Yeah,
if he is listening, and I hope the travelling reserve is safe in his travels to I did ask him after he lost his semi-final, which probably wasn't the best timing.
Oh no.
If his nickname will change, and he said, "Yep, I've probably gone from travelling reserve to bottle job." He said that himself.
Yeah,
I would never have been so bold as to come out with something like that. He had some fascinating insight on the commentary. And then we discovered at the end of Wednesday evening that he was much better at bowls than Uno.
Yeah, I've heard this story that it wasn't ideal.
No,
I don't get how you can not be very good at Uno, but we'll just leave that one there, I think.
Colin looked like he was on a good weight there. He's just caught Sally's gatekeeper. Sally is recommending a change of hands. Does look very close again for shot. The bowl behind being Guernsey's, the bowl on the right hand side there being Sally's. Graham has certainly got pace, but he doesn't want this jack.
Oh, that's not ideal. Oh, he might have just sort of stayed in.
Wait for Miriam to give an indication.
Holding maybe two.
Holding maybe two is not a very confident shout. I mean, it's definitely one to Guernsey now, no matter what it was previously.
And actually, it's not got as bad for Graham as he thought he might have done.
Well, he can at least still see the bowl and the jack, and that bowl has tightened that gap slightly, but not sufficient to take the shot away.
Excuse me. Oh, a bit unfortunately. That's had two really good pace bowls and just got
clipped on the gatekeepers twice. Yeah. Now for Graham here, I have to admit, I'd like to see him play a nice positive bowl. You've got Sally's covering the back. He's got best back. If he can flip, if he were to be positive and get the outside edge of the bowl, he has got a chance for both bowls to lead the Jersey bowl. Now the Jersey bowl looks pretty protected because with any pace, it's not going to dive. It's not going to dive around that front bowl and get back.
Just don't want to play the same pace and just get the inside of the jack again, flick it, and 3 down again.
Absolutely no, and he needs to guarantee this to make sure he's nowhere near those front green bowls as well. He's got to be firm enough to be under it. So let's see what the man in the blue, red, and white stripy shirt can do. Well, he's not as aggressive as I'd have liked to have seen him, and he's got to miss that green bowl. He's caught that bowl again. Oh, Colin will be licking his lips this time, because there does look, if he plays the same bowl as the first two, there does appear to be nothing in his way this time to get in there.
Any touch on the jack, he's making 3 or 4, which puts him in a commanding position in the set.
Yeah, 2 behind on the board at this point in time for 7 ends, but there'll be 2 ends to play after this, so a small count here will reverse the pressure onto Jersey. As the sun disappears and the edge of the wind starts howling down my neck. Yeah, I wasn't expecting that. He must be looking for the Jersey bowl. Instead of getting the jack, he's just a cracking effort. Not the shot I was expecting him to play in the slightest, but he obviously opted for that being the safer shot, maybe because he was scared of halving the jack himself over. Umpires on again. They're getting their money's worth this time. Quick look across the green, Dominic. Ireland have edged, the defending champions have edged to a 6-1 lead after 5 ends against Wales. Wales obviously featuring world number 4 Ross Owen over there. And I'm told by Keris you're not too far down the World Bowls ranking list either. Would you like the opportunity to gloat to?
I think I'm 18.
18.
I think so. And again, it's sort of, for me, it's another interesting added incentive of playing here is there's ranking points on offer, and there's an end of year event in Australia. So top 10 go to the end of year event in Australia. So it's another added incentive of playing for a medal, but also trying to get a few points for myself to try and see if I can get a spot in the end of year event. So.
Well, I suppose it wouldn't have been a bad season if you make it.
No.
To that, yeah. No, it's it is great that World Bowls have given this event, the ranking points.
Yeah.
I think whether that's contributory to us seeing more people enter it, or just because it's the second time and they've seen it's a successful format, I'm not sure. But all of that is incentive, isn't it,
and
to develop?
I think that they're still sort of modifying the ranking system and trying to get different events in there, and to then give everybody a chance to accrue ranking points throughout the season. And I think it's a really interesting sort of new initiative, or a new sort of thing that they're doing, because there's not really one. You've got the World Bowls Tour one, but again that's very.
Well, it's very elite as well, isn't it?
Yeah.
At least this is open to everyone when you're representing your country on whatever stage.
Yeah. Just the one.
Yeah, so in many ways, Graham's got away with that one.
Yeah.
Being a completely impartial commentator, I'm delighted with that. But it does close the score to 5-4 after 5 ends.
I think just going back to that, so the World Bowls again, trying to do things to make our sport more, sort of appealing to everybody. Again, you want to see those top 10 players in the list going and playing in an event that you can then stream, and then you can sort of put that across the world and try and get as many people as you can. And I think Australia was the place to do that, isn't it? So.
Well, they certainly have the facilities, they have the resources, they have the funding, and everything that lacks here, they have the weather, which
Yeah.
is so consistent. The greens out there are so good. I was fortunate enough to play the World Bowls 2023 Championships down there
Yeah.
on the Gold Coast, and seriously considered looking at property to see if I could make a move down there. Both players opting to stay on this backhand. Neither of them have quite made the jack on this full length that's been thrown up by Miriam. Quick look at Sally from another angle there. She has swapped to the forehand. Is she running?
The line is great.
She's all over the line. She's going to kick herself for that. You could just see it, a much more consistent draw down that side in many ways. Miriam has added some weight and found the high line, unfortunately. Again, nothing really right on top of it, so there's plenty of space to get in here first if she can negotiate her own bowl. That has more on it, Dominic, definitely. And it doesn't look... Oh, it's not high enough.
It's like sneaking... It's not gone anywhere, so... It
hasn't gone far.
No.
Colin saying everything's in the way again, and he would be right.
I think people who know me and who play with me know that I hate short ball. I hate it.
Well, we commented on the live stream yesterday, actually, how constantly supportive and positive you were, even at 5-0 down after 3 ends. Your demeanour and mannerisms on the green, you still had a great big smile on your face. Maybe you can tell us a little bit more about what actually representing England means to you.
I think if you asked, going back to if you asked the people I play with, they wouldn't say that. They wouldn't say I've got a very calm demeanour and very positive. I think they would not agree with you there.
Well,
we'll go with it. I'll take it.
I'm willing to put my neck on the line to say that I witnessed it, Dominic. So for those of you who have not seen this sign, try and be more like Annalise, because she's obviously calmed you down, calmed you down a treat.
But yeah, I think playing for England is like playing for your country in any sport is what you want to do, isn't it? And you want to kind of.
Graham's on a great line here. If he just gets up past those bowls, just that yard.
And I think you want to play for your country in any sport or whatever sport it is, and then coming to something like this, you want to do your country proud and make just sort of give everything that you can to make sure
Colin
that
here.
Play Graham. No, Colin. Confused.
And does obviously coming into these competitions, England are always up there as part of the favourites. Does that in an event that's got fewer players in it? Do you feel that fine?
The kind of person that if I play a Tuesday night league game at the club, I will play it like it's a national final because I don't underestimate anybody. So for me, you've got to play who's in front of you, and actually, people will say, "Oh, they're from England. England are decent," but everybody else has got here, either been selected or qualified, so they are going to be decent too. So you just got to.
It's nice to hear from an England player, about the respect. Graham has hooked this a lot wider than his previous effort.
It's coming now.
But if he's on good pace,
no,
he might. He's just got that straight line.
Kind of went straight after I said it's coming now.
It was trying. What I should do at this point, whilst they're sorting the head. This time.
Just the one, so we're level by the last.
that camera won't move, so that's going to have to do. Dominic, I don't know what's going on with them today. They got a mind of their own.
This is where it's really important for Miriam and Sally now to just try and get in early and give themselves a chance to win this end, because especially in this format as well, winning a set is massive. Winning a set gets you a point.
Absolutely.
And at the end of the tournament, that 1 point, that one set that you could have won, is maybe the difference between you qualifying and you not qualifying. So
yeah, points make prizes, as the old adage goes. I feel it makes a change for me to come out with the cliche lines, because I have no idea what my brother was coming out with yesterday.
Beatles lyrics.
Well, it was songs of Beatles songs that were meant in there. Just for the viewers, I'd just like to issue an editorial correction. There was never any risk of the Sunbowls Club green being a strawberry field. It just happened to be that the strawberry field was a Beatles song that Ross needed to get into the commentary. So I'd just like to publicly revoke that and say we're very happy with our green without needing to mass produce for Waitrose.
Ticket to ride out here.
Oh my God! Don't you start.
Good start for Miriam again.
Yeah, two great bowls here. Sally on a much better pace, just overcooked it. I think I do think the rain overnight may have dampened this swing. It's not coming back quite as far as it had been. Not sure that final bowl from Miriam is going to make the trip. Have a look at Graham giving some instructions to Sally there. Sally's third bowl. He agrees, the weight was pretty good. She's definitely on a tighter line. Here she is. No, the gap. Whoa, there's a bowl in the head. It's not going to help Graham, because she's just off that directly in front of the jack. Well, we might as well do commentator's curse here, Dominic. What would you be playing here if you were Colin to start with?
If you were Colin, I think you probably just need another bolt in the head. But again, it's sat really, really well. So you don't want to kind of give Graham something to sort of land on jack eye.
Yeah, you don't want a wing bowl, do you?
But then I think it also depends whether Miriam's short bowl beats Sally's back one.
From the angle we've got on the camera here, it doesn't look like it, which probably means that it does.
But if it's two, then you've got a chance of...
Oh, this is a good bowl, but what he doesn't want to do is just lift this over. Well, he's lifted that over very well as it happens.
Yeah. I think got to play weight at this now, Graham, I think.
It's got to be aggressive, hopefully. Well, he's, having said he needs to be aggressive, he hasn't made the trip, and he's turned the Guernsey bowl a shade closer. I think Colin here is trying to get behind is the question, but to me that looks like a Greg Davis back bolt. Yeah, that does make it a lot harder.
I think
Graham has to be through this now.
He's got a chance off the inside of the green one.
Sally's calling the draw, which is a very difficult shot to play here. Graham, however, has opted to go with aggression, and he's very close here. Oh, he's unlucky if he got any jack movement there.
But that helps him massively.
What he does, yeah, now he can see the jack.
Plays the same ball, he's got a chance of getting a shot.
That was a really good ball from Graham, right down the throat of it. He got the ball he was looking for.
Just needed to make a change to give himself a chance with his last.
Yeah, Colin is seeing the danger at the back. Graham's coming up to have a look at the head. Just flip to this view. I'm not sure the contrast in the sun on that camera is much better, but you just get a slightly different perception of the lay of the land off this camera. And I guess now it all comes back down, Dominic, to whether it's 2 to Guernsey or 1 to Guernsey, because if it's 1, you would really feel that he's going to be chasing that green bowl out the head to take the shot. If it's 2, then he's really got to try and take a chance on Jack in the ditch here, I think. Very similar bowl to his last, and hope he doesn't get the gap.
Yeah. Yeah, it's got the chance of the draw, but again, that green bowl doesn't look ideal.
He's just played pace. I'd be surprised if he'd feel confident on the draw, but
this is the situation where you've just got to back yourself to play one of the shots. You pick the shot you want to play and just back yourself to get it. And you can look at it for as long as you want, but
no, unfortunately the Jack's going to stay in the same spot, isn't it?
Exactly. Yeah.
It is a much nicer morning here at the Sun Bowls Club compared to what we faced yesterday. We have 3 big games today, another game at 12 and a game again at 3 o'clock. There'll be live streaming on all those sessions.
It's on his way. He's opted to play the runner again. So
well,
he looks down a similar track. Is he getting back?
He's just on the outside of that green ball. Unfortunate. Well, I think it was the right ball.
Yeah.
It didn't get the result that he wanted. It was only 1, so had that green ball been lifted, that would have been sufficient. But yeah, after dropping a 4 on the first day, Guernsey have recovered to take that first set, and Guernsey lead 1 set to 0. Just whilst Collins left the green to go give himself a comfort break, I'll just flip over to show you a small montage of Corbière. Reminder that we are live from the island of Jersey. I'm doing everything I can for the tourist board to encourage you all watching to choose your summer holiday in Jersey. Perhaps next year don't pick September, because it hasn't proved to be the finest of all weather conditions here. A quick look at the sectional draws there. You can see the countries that form the groups. In Group A, defending champions Ireland, along with Cyprus, Spain, Isle of Man, Wales, Hungary and Turkey. And in Group B, the games that we're streaming now, Guernsey, Netherlands, England, Switzerland, Jersey, France and Israel. Who's your next game up against?
We play France this afternoon.
You play France, who beat Guernsey on the tie break yesterday.
Yes. Yeah. So,
great ball there from Switzerland on the next ring.
While you're talking about the different groups, you've got Cyprus have won the first set over there against the Isle of Man. Ireland have won the first set against Wales. Turkey are 2 up playing the last end of the first set against Hungary. Israel have won the first set against France. Netherlands are 2 up playing the last end of this their first set and look to lay 2. Looks to have made 2 there. So big ball there, and obviously Guernsey have just taken the first set against Jersey. So
yeah, almost sounded like you had delight in your voice when you said that. If you're trying to wind me up, it's not going to work.
Would I do that?
To me, probably. Every other bugger would.
It's interesting because I think did Miriam sent the Jack off again here, didn't she? I think.
Yes, and Sally's then
similar length up. But yeah, they might have just tried to change it there. Oh, great ball from Saskia there to sort of.
Yeah, she was devastating against Jersey yesterday when Sally was holding. Saskia tended to get one in. Again, a perfect example, Dominic, this end as to why I'd play the other hand, because centre of the green is very hard to come by.
You're going to keep saying that, Greg, aren't you? So
well, I'm hoping at some point someone just listens to me. Been a member down here since 1999. If I can't play the game, I can at least try and tell someone what to do on it. And it's soul destroying watching the hand that's playable not be used.
I think it's really strange because the first end we played in that direction, they both played that hand and got quite near.
They did, yeah, absolutely.
And then you sort of look back and you think, oh, we got near on that one end.
Yes, it's a bit like my golf. 17 holes of saying I'm never playing this again, and then one monster drive down the 18, and you're asking, all right, boys, same time next week? Yeah. just lacking the pace there.
Next
Well,
ball.
a Swiss ball has been removed. They do need 2 to tie this first set. Jans Reinder is looking as 2 have been taken out. Beat walks up the green very purposefully to survey his work.
Correct.
And it must be said, Beat was taking the game against you very seriously yesterday, because he only had 1 pint of cider before he went out to play you. Fantastic energy and atmosphere that Beat brings to these events.
Colin has swapped to the hand
That I wanted him to play. He won't go far on this. He's got a good pace. He's that's definitely now the wood to beat. Graham has still got his backhand set up for him.
3 to Switzerland, so Switzerland have won the first set against the Netherlands. Great, last 2 balls from Beat there.
Well, I actually like this bowl, Dominic. If it gets back a little more off that one, I could have done with a glide, but again, such a tricky hand. May have to move all the live commentary around to ring 7 just to give me something different to say. It's a bit like listening to the Masters when Jack Nicklaus comes on. They're overcomplicating it. Just hit the middle of the green. All I used to do was hit the middle of the green. It's a stuck record. Don't think I've ever listened to the Masters more on mute with Spotify in the background as to when he enters the commentary box. Not that I'm knocking his achievements.
Just chucked it out there again.
Yeah, it just doesn't bend off that hand. But if you bring it in a fraction, you will see plenty of bend.
Colin just sort of wheeling them in down this forehand.
It's just a gentler side. I'm not sure he's got the pace this time.
No.
Graham has a dilemma. He's got 1 ball left in his hand. He's
Got him to swap.
yeah. Not a bowl too late. Well,
He looks down a decent track. He's close, I think. Is it going to bend?
he just needs to keep running. He needs to keep running because it'll come at the end. He's just lacking that yard.
That's
This is
not ideal.
this is
'cause
a
it looks quite a few.
Sally's removed 4 and still looking
5.
big 5 on the first end to Guernsey, which is just what they'd have wanted after winning the first set.
It's interesting though, because I was talking to the lady from Cyprus this morning, waiting for the bus, and she said that they dropped a 4 and a 5 on
They did.
the first 2 ends yesterday of the first set and the second set, and lost both sets on the last end. It just shows you how important that first end is, isn't it?
It is big. Yeah, absolutely.
Just gets you like.
Cyprus, who have taken the first set against the Isle of Man on a distant rink 7 over there.
Yeah, I've heard a lot of ring 7's quite tricky.
Ring 7's not easy. No, on these settings it'll be more playable because we're closer to the ditch side
Right.
on our end
Right.
here.
Okay.
So the rink 7 will have some lines down it. Normally the inside hand it's the opposite. Normally the inside hand is a massive swinger.
Right.
The ditch side on that side is a little bit more trackier. It does depending on the marks, and I can't remember which marks are which now, so that's not going to help the viewers back home. Not that it makes any difference because they won't be bowling it, but the ditch side does tend to pull you out to the line that it wants to get to and then rewards you for good weight as it comes back. So
I think I'm just going to sort of ask you about every rink, and then we've got a chance then.
yeah, no,
Bit of
absolutely.
inside
Yeah,
knowledge.
yeah, absolutely. Particularly come and speak to me before you play Jersey, and I'll be very, very happy to give you some top advice, Dominic. I think we'd be able to rerun "Would I Lie to You" episode on the TV.
I think I'd like to see when Jersey get the jack a change of length.
They do need to do something, don't they? Because they're not finding it.
Struggled a little bit on the sort of longer jack.
again, we touched on it before, what it means to play for your country. Both Sally and Graham won the right, quite rightly, to be here in their qualifying event, and the whole island is behind them. You couldn't meet two nicer people, for sure. But both of them admitted to being nervous yesterday when they went on the green for the first time. I'm not sure the cameras and the live streaming is going to be doing them any favours for those nerves.
Better here.
Yeah, it just needs to stop. Well, it's a bowl in the dustbin lid, and I've had the wrong camera on for the entire time, so I apologise to the viewers for that. I'm just enjoying talking to you so much, Dominic, that I'm forgetting what my primary job is.
I think looking at this now, just sort of both the Guernsey pair have played internationally before. Miriam's played at the British Isles in Belfast in the triples. Colin went to the Atlantic Senior Fours.
Oh yeah, that's being rerun again this year.
So again, they'll have been to sort of this something like this before. Whereas I think Sally has. She's been to 2 international series. Whereas.
And again, it's a bit.
Graham hasn't.
Well, Graham featured in the Jersey British Isles squad this year, but again, a very, I'm going to say, a different experience for him. He certainly wouldn't have been playing back end. No. He wouldn't have had that last bowl pressure. So, and in the series, you've still got 15 other people around you. They're very much on their. Well, I mean, they're not on their own because there's people on the balcony who are cheering them on with every fibre in their body. But it is, we were talking last week, Lloyd, and the advantage of a team manager behind the ring, because singles being a lonely game, etc.
But I also think it's important we've got Sandy Hazel with us, who's very experienced, been there and done it. But having that person on the bank is massive, because actually when you're playing, you get so enthralled in the game that actually you sometimes miss simple things.
Yep.
Like you're maybe playing the wrong hand and you're getting somewhere about on the wrong hand, but the other hand might be better. So having somebody with a fresh pair of eyes that is there behind you, you know that this person is experienced, that you know that you can value their opinion, and sometimes, especially for me, I do get a little bit cross sometimes. So I do need somebody just to come off the green and just rant at. And for me, I think having a team manager is a very underused sort of.
There's not many here this week. When you look around, Wales have bought a team manager for this pair. As you can, we can see him. Graham's drawn the shot here.
Well played, Graham. That is a great ball.
He's got to stop, but he's just settled down behind. That will stop the rot. They wouldn't have been wanting to concede there. No. Yeah, 1 down has been conceded, so that does put Jersey on the scoreboard with a solitary 1. 5-1 behind, 4 behind, 5 ends to play.
Change the length.
Well, I've been trying to tell them what hand to play. You're trying to tell them what length to play. We really couldn't coach them anymore if we tried. And we just quickly popping back to Sandy. I'm guessing, Dominic, that she's not someone that you'd want to argue with.
No, both. I'm going to use the word formidable. I think both Annie and Sandy are formidable. And I think
You know your place this week.
Yeah. We went out for tea last night, and it was very much. They'll deny this. Should we go here? Oh well, yeah, I might go there. I'm not fancying that. Oh, I fancy this. All right, we'll go there then. So yeah, but I'm hoping they're not listening, because I'll get it in the net for that later, I think.
Well, it's good to see compromise. We
walked through the whole of Jersey last night and picked the last place we went to.
Well, I'm glad you don't exaggerate.
Just going back to the international series, how do you find the change of format? What do you think as being from Jersey and being the smaller country?
This is where I get outed, Dominic. So thanks for asking that question. I was on the working group that worked to change the format.
Yeah.
Without going into too many details, and I have to admit that with the reasoning that was put forwards for talent spotting, aligning with the next step up of events to try and provide a better pathway right through from junior bowls to elite level bowls, etc. For all those reasons, on the sheet of paper it made sense. Now obviously I understand that there's a lot of passion, history, tradition that sat within the 24-man the 24-man squad. I think it was interesting when we trialled the top 10 format up in Ayr a couple of years ago, that actually Ireland won the last men's series, and they also went on to win the first top 10 series. I think where it fell down, of course, is that we had England v England in the final of the ladies, and I think that ruined it. So then we went back to Plan B, which was a format that had already been proposed earlier in discussions, but several countries, I'm not going to name them because I'm not looking to get into politics here, didn't necessarily agree with that format. And I think after the top 10, one of them turned around and said, actually, we'd quite like to revisit this. And for Jersey, it allowed us back into the series. We would never have been able to compete. I mean, appreciating the doomsayers amongst the viewers back home will look at the scoreboards and say that we didn't compete in some of the games there, but I don't think the scoreboards are necessarily reflective of all the heads. I think that the other countries have far more advanced pathways. They have far more players to be able to pick from, far more funding resources. We've got, we're self-funded, so it's got to be who can afford it sometimes rather than actually who can get there. But the thing is that unless we are given those kind of chances, we're never going to be able to build the strength and depth. We're never going to be able to give the people the experience. And it was pleasing this year the selectors did put new blood in those teams.
Because I was talking to Ross this morning before we came down here, and he was saying that I was like, if you lost a couple, I think did he say Michael Rive? You lost him. He didn't play. His daughter was not.
Michael Riv didn't play the series this year, and we lost him out the series last year. So,
but then the difference between one of your top players and probably your 16th player is a lot different compared to everybody else's. So you losing that one of your better players is a massive.
Yeah, I mean, we've got to go careful. We don't want to inflate Riv's ego too much on this commentary stream, but yes, no, you're right. I mean, when you think that Riv's one of those versatile players that can play back end in any of the team games, he can play the singles. Just over the pace from Sally here, so it won't get back, but the line was good. She has played the right hand
and got to centre, interestingly.
But unfortunately, that's 3 bowls, and the pressure's still on Graham. Strength and depth is something that we need to develop, for sure. I personally like the new series. I know that's easy for me to say because we weren't in the old one. I was the ladies team manager for 4 years as they played the old format, so I did get it. What used to frustrate me about that is that I don't think we were very good at looking across all the rinks and the shots. It was still far too individual on the rinks, and I think that's symptomatic of small country syndrome, just fighting for what you can get rather than looking at the bigger picture.
I also like the new format because it gives those kind of people the chance to play for your own point. Your rink gets yourself a point, but also then it is still a team atmosphere of the aggregate's big. The aggregate's a lot of points, and you want to try and win that aggregate.
And I think the only criticism, if you could call it, is a great effort from Graham here. Is he getting past that front bowl?
Good effort.
He's drawn the shot. That's a great ball from Graham there. I think the only criticism that I have of it, if it can be called a criticism, is I think that aggregate scoring works really well when you're playing the pairs and the triples.
Yes.
I'm not so sure it works as well. If you're getting out there getting 3 tight games in the 4s.
Yeah.
But singles, as we know, if you get a couple of 21 9s, a couple of 21 7s, then actually there's a lot of pressure on the 4s to try and turn that around. And I think if anything, that's the only weakness that I can see.
It's interesting
of it.
Because our
Graham looking good here. He wants to hold past that purple ball. That's 2 great bowls from Graham. There.
But it's interesting because we have the Balkan Trophy in England, which is like your top. It used to be 2 rinks of 4s. It's your top it's your top 8 from each county. Well, they've now changed the format to that of
that's
the shot.
One down, a bounce in there.
But we've gone to the similar formats of Commonwealth Games with the singles, pairs, triples, fours, and the amount of games that were won when if the singles player got away, and that's a big aggregate
every time.
So interestingly, for next year, they've dropped the singles, so it's just going to be pairs, triples, and fours.
Well, you can see why. It's a shame to lose the singles, but when you move into that kind of scoring, it's obvious to see why that would be done.
And the thing is, especially, and I'm not saying that, but our 3 singles players in the series are Sam, Jamie, and Ed Morris, who have all played Commonwealth Games, won the national singles in the last 3 years. You look at that, and we think that we've got 3 excellent singles players there, and you then maybe rely on them too much.
For sure.
Because you think, well, they're 3 singles players, they're going to win, they're going to try and get the aggregate, but actually,
Graham's calling it to hold.
has he got his own?
He's got his own bowl.
Great shot, Graham. He's in
Well
the clear
bowled,
out, well
Graham.
played.
That's a great bowl he's played there. Trusting that ditch side. Didn't want to tell you, Dominic. I tried to keep it a secret the entire tournament.
Great shot, Graham.
Yes, no, your 3 singles players in the series are incredibly formidable. I remember our selectors having a dilemma as to whether we send some foot. I'm trying to find a polite way of putting it, but almost a sacrificial lamb out to the singles, and then you try and scrape a few points out of the fours or whatever, because it's very difficult. But again, it's those kind of games and those kind of matches where you see character that gets built.
Good effort.
It's a good bowl here.
Cool.
He's just turned that onto the jack. I
Sally
think
still thinks
Sally's
she's in.
asking for 2.
But I also think the singles is quite a lonely game. So in that team atmosphere, if you've got to be a certain kind of person to play in the singles.
You do, for sure. I think and this is a positive from it, but I think the way that they've done the rinks, where you end up 4 singles, and you keep in the singles sandwiched and close to the fours or whatever, does go some way of relieving that loneliness. I know I say that as someone who would never want the singles berth at British Isles, mainly because I prefer the team games.
Yeah,
I would absolutely have a go and be one of those sacrificial lambs. I just left it. Good 2 there from Graham. He was under a bit of pressure when the time the Leeds had finished playing bowls. He's played 3 cracking bowls down there, drawn 2, and then converted with his last after.
Sally's brought the mat up a little bit further as well, which is...
That's what you wanted.
Yeah. I think she didn't keep the jack in the ring last time, so hopefully she can keep the jack in the ring this time, which will help
one
us
step
out.
at a time. One step at a time, Dominic. Jack looks quick. It's going all the way. Justin. Can tell by her reaction there. Still, having dropped to 5 on the first end, Jersey have bounced back to get to 3, and 2 shots behind with 4 ends to play, so still very much in the hunt for taking this to a tie break.
And I think that is a big thing, like we always talk about quite a lot of when you get a count, winning the next end is important, because there's no point in getting a 5 and then dropping a 2, you might as well just got through.
Yeah.
So you kind of, if you get a 5 and then back it up with even a 1, that count is a lot more like potent, and it feels bigger than it actually is. Whereas obviously Jersey have done well to get to win the last 2 ends, they're now with 2 behind with sort of 4 ends to go, so
Yeah, in a must-win set for them.
yeah.
Oh, the pace is good from Sally. Netherlands have taken an early lead after losing the first set to Switzerland. And like you said, Dominic, the jack has gone in the ditch on a slightly new length, and Miriam has gone back full length. Beat from Switzerland has just played pinball wizard over there to get the shot.
It was
That's a
interesting.
great ball from Sally. Stop there, Sally. That's a good ball.
Interesting talking to the team from yesterday that Esther, who is leading for Switzerland, has got a European medal in curling.
Okay, so I did see the Bolshevik Facebook post about what does someone who's climbed Kilimanjaro, got a gold medal in curling, etc. have in common, and they're all here this week. So that's two of the puzzle pieced together. I look forward to getting some more player profiles throughout the next couple of days to work out if I can make the full hat trick.
Yeah, and Beat was saying that he played curling for sort of 20 years, 30 years, but he said it's so hard on his knees that he's moved to bowls now, so...
If Sally gets any bend, it's just fighting today, which is unusual for that hand. Normally the higher you go, the more it comes back, but maybe the rain has just entered it. 3 great weighted bowls from Sally, if we take the positives there. Much better control of the distance.
This is wider, so whether the swingier bowl will get
Oh,
back.
it does seem to be trying. And she's got a good pace.
Good shot.
You beauty was the call from the skip, Colin Leighton.
So I feel like we've not touched on it yet. Greg, what is the rivalry between Jersey and Guernsey?
Well, that was one thing I was hoping you wouldn't touch on as well. I mean, obviously, traditionally, it's a large rivalry. Over the years, certainly Guernsey have been a lot stronger indoors, or at least have. In our inter-insular matches, which are the inter-island matches, it's been a lot closer indoors than it has been outdoors. We've had, and again, that used to be a 6-rink format. Guernsey don't have the same number of players as they used to. That's not a criticism, but the format was changed. We also lost reliable boat links to Guernsey, which was obviously the most cost-effective way of getting there. Otherwise, a 10-minute flight is about 160 quid return.
Wow.
So if you were to fly either island, fly in either direction to play one game, it doesn't work out that cost-effective. So we turned the inter-insular into a 3-rink competition, but played over the weekend. So you pay your airfare and a hotel night, but you get 3 games for it, so it's now played on a round robin thing, and that has changed the balance of play, for sure. Actually, the inter-insular was this weekend, just gone, and Jersey walked away quite handsomely in the ladies event, but had a really, what's the word I'm looking for, disappointing first day in the men's event, and they weren't able to undo the deficit that they created. I think from a Jersey perspective, we obviously took a route where we wanted to get back in the British Isles. That's where we saw our chance. I think the national competitions thrive on the ability, and your Graham is close here.
Have you got the jack?
He's got the gap. That's unlucky.
That's harsh.
We chose British Isles. We wanted to be in the championships. We want to be in the series. And really speaking, and selfishly, we want to be on our own right as well, because we want as many of our players to be blooded and get experience for the future. Our top 5 people hasn't really changed, or our 5-man team hasn't really changed much over the years. So we do need, to get new faces in, and that's the best way of doing it. Guernsey took a slightly different path. So when the series format changed, they obviously withdrew from British Isles, even from the championships. Whether that was the right decision for them or not, obviously only they can tell you. But it's certainly a shame that it weakens Channel Island representation in a competition they're good at. I do understand it tends to be the same, in the smaller countries like Jersey and Guernsey for the British Isles. We do get duplications of the same people winning nationals. The new substitute rule. This is just stopping on the green, inch perfect for Miriam. The new substitute rule does help that significantly, and I think that probably would have helped Guernsey had they known at the time that that could have been up for discussion. I actually think it helps all the countries. If you get to British Isles and for whatever reason you're in the championships and you've won the 4s, let's say, and then one of your players has to have an operation or
Yeah.
whatever. Go back to your club to find someone who hadn't played in that event in that year. You're probably going to find someone who may be new to the game or whatever. And the last thing you want to do is throw them in a British Isles Championship.
Sally swapped, found the centre again. So you'll be happy, Greg, there.
Honestly, I'm over the moon. Just update the scores.
Because what are you like indoors? How far away from being involved in the series indoors are you?
I think we're quite some. And again, just a different format as well. 24.
Yeah.
I mean, we outdoors. It's 15 people. We'll be able to get the strength and depth there. We've got that chance. The indoors, and of course the indoors. You need to remember that we're still in the indoor championships as the Channel Islands.
Yeah,
so once you've won your national, you do have to travel to the other island and win that to win your right. Years ago, when the men were in the British Isles outdoors, before I'd started bowling, we were in as the Channel Islands, and you had to have two men from Jersey and two men from Guernsey in each rink.
Wow.
Now, you can imagine the politics and the selection nightmare that starts to bring in. Sally's looking good again here. Just could do a run in a bit more. Nailed that line again. And ultimately, that was part of the downfall of the Channel Islands in the men's series. So I think probably selfishly we wouldn't want history repeating itself. We're very happy with our lot. It's, when I got elected as president of Bowls Jersey in 2015, I stipulated that it was my goal to get the men back in the British Isles.
Yeah.
It took 8 or 7 years to get back involved in the series, but if there's one thing that I will leave as my legacy, then I do think that it was that. I think that gives us the best chance. We have to capitalise on it, and I think it's really important now that we need to grow the profile of the game locally so that we can attract some more sponsors, because the key thing now will be trying to get some funding for the 15 or the 30, 15 men and 15 ladies going to British Isles to help them with the travel costs, so that actually we're making sure we're taking the best and not who can afford it.
Yeah.
Sally indicating last bowler's shot.
That is the problem with like elite level sport is funding, isn't it?
It certainly doesn't help. I hope Graham has the pace here, because he's on a cracking road. If he's got the pace to get around, he's just dived in. He's probably lacking a couple of feet there. But again, it's a different challenge, and you won't. Yeah, I mean, you'll find people over here who are going to the events who bemoan the cost at this point in time, but actually when you're back from an event, no one complains about how much it cost them. You like you said, you're proud to wear the shirt. Graham just wants a couple of feet on his last. He'll hold the front. He doesn't want to change the line. Some movement a long way away. Let's put him off that. I'm not sure he's got the pace.
No. Well, maybe he has got the pace.
If he gets a clear run, if he stops.
What do we know?
Absolutely nothing, Dominic. Absolutely nothing. If there is one thing that I have learned this week from sitting here, I know nothing. As it happens, great ball from Graham.
Colin's not far
Colin is
away
not
here.
far. Is he missing that purple?
Oh,
He's got the purple left.
All over that missing, I think.
Sally encouraging Graham to play for this back green bowl is worth a few. I think it's definitely worth the chance here.
Will he get back round, as you think? Or?
He's played it positive. Not sure he's going to get back with that much weight.
No. Just an interesting one then. Ireland just picked a 4 up to go 1 up playing the last against Wales in the second set after they've just won the first set. So
yeah, Wales have been in cruise control of that second set until that point. I don't know if Kevin Andre is watching the live stream, but if you are, Kevin, can you put a bacon roll on for me at the end of this game? Because I am absolutely starving. The umpires called on again.
Measuring for second.
Just gives me a chance to display some of our finest pedigree cows from the island of Jersey, just to remind you where we're from. Reminder that all of
Sort of
2 ends to play. It's well, I know what I would have just about to say, but I couldn't possibly say it on commentary. But it's either let's go make or break.
yeah,
Let's go make or break. I think
political
that's the.
answer, yeah.
I think that's the. Sally just needs to keep running here. Steve Watson from Sporting Highlights is casting a formidable shadow behind us as he watches on. If you keep looking at the Bowls Europe Facebook page, you'll see all of Steve's photographs that he's snapping from every session up there, keeping as many memories for the players alive as he possibly can.
More interested in the planes yesterday than the bowls, I think.
Well, he was enjoying the air display yesterday. I think that's fair to say. The red arrows arriving is something that we tried to plan very meticulously during the organisation of this event. This is a great bowl from Sally here.
Adjustment.
Yeah, it's a stunning bowl. Just change the angle so it's a bit easier. Miriam's got a good line again, and she's on a fair weight. That's a great bowl. That is a really good bowl. You can't argue with that. Beat on the next rink is chasing a bowl, and it is, well, he says yes, but there's still one Netherlands bowl left behind, unfortunately for him. Sally does not want to leave this one short.
Ross is looking over there, I think.
Well, it's definitely a 3, I think, at the moment. Stephen Kirkwood's green bowls and Zoe Stratton's pink bowl is
just where the Emma's
front bowl. Yeah, well, I mean, I've got it wrong every other time.
And we're miles away, so we could be talking a load of rubbish.
Oh, we have done for the last hour, so we may as well carry on as we mean to go on. Well, new length, not quite worked out as Jersey had hoped. Graham going to need to must-win end for Jersey. There's 2 behind with 2 to play.
Yeah,
so
you don't want to be chasing a 3 or a 4 or a 5 to kind of. Ross is running at it. He's
caught a short bowl and got nothing.
Yeah.
So that looks like 1 out, 2 out. Was I right?
Yeah, she got the back one, didn't she? He got the back one, so you might have been right. He got the back one.
I'm gonna claim it.
Yeah, I'll give it you. I'll give you that.
I'm gonna claim it. Graham's first bowl here, unfortunately, has collided with Sally's front bowl, so that's not helped the situation at all.
No,
Guernsey
it's
have all the back position, and Colin consolidating that back position there. He doesn't really need to get close. He doesn't need to help Graham here.
You quite happily take the 1 and then sort of.
Absolutely,
defend
three shots up on the
end.
last end. They've been playing pretty consistently in both directions. Well, I think he's just gone under the line again. Yeah, His pace was good. He's obviously looking just to try and promote Sally's bowl. There.
Turn it into the head, hopefully, and
Pray for the best.
yeah.
That's against there though, isn't it?
Miriam indicating all the bowls that are against. It should be easy. Anything in front of the jack is against. Anything behind the jack is ours.
No, wait.
Oh, he's on a. This is not going to help Graham.
No.
Block the
No,
hole.
That's not going to help Graham in the slightest. Graham coming down to have a look. He's going to have to try and feather that gap. You getting some live feedback on your commentary skills as well, Dominic?
No, I've just got Annie. Is it as warm as it looks down there? No, Annie, it's not.
No,
It's freezing.
it really isn't.
I am freezing.
You've done a great job sat there in shorts. I'm here in cargo trousers, hoodie. Mildly annoyed I left my jacket in the car that I took to the garage this morning. Just to be told they don't have a loan car
Yeah,
for
I
me, so I'm stranded up by the airport trying to get back with 15 minutes before the live stream is due to start. I had to have a very aggressive conversation with the manager up there. May have shown a little bit of McVitie anger.
I
to the
could
salesman.
feel the anger when you walked through the door.
I
I was like,
yes,
we're not going there.
seething would have been an understatement at that point. I'm not going to lie. Oh, you booked a loan car. Sorry, sir, we don't have one of those. Great. What do you expect me to do then? Just walk back?
So Kai's got a chance of just trying to.
I can't imagine he'd be trying too hard here. Probably anything around Sally's wide bowl here is safe, isn't it? If it gets back, it gets back. If it doesn't, no loss.
He's played this pretty well.
He's just going to get caught on that bowl. His pace was really spot on. Once Guernsey, so that's a 3-shot advantage. No, it's not. It's a 4-shot advantage.
No, it's 3-shot advantage.
Ah,
says
you know what?
7-4.
It does say 7-4. It's because I didn't update the live streaming, because once again we were talking through me
Yeah.
doing the job.
That's shock horror, really, isn't it?
Yeah, well.
We're talking quite a lot.
Keris did give us a very clear mandate. I think we've lived up to it well.
Yeah.
No idea what the viewers think of it all, but Ian Lane is watching from the Norfolk Island. Go Cole, you big teddy bear. Steve Lund, Jersey, saying good luck and play well, Sally and Graham. And David Trapler, the results of the other game, we have gone through the rinks on the commentary to let you know how the other games are doing. Perhaps the standout result at this point in time is Israel have taken a 10-shot lead.
I have got
Against-
one feedback
Oh,
from
no.
Emily Koenig, who said, you're on mute. I was like, thanks, Emily. Cheers. Thanks for that one.
Well, the good news is she wouldn't have heard you say that.
Yeah, exactly.
So she hasn't even heard her own
Yeah.
feedback be read out.
There was maybe a sarcastic comment in there as well, but we won't read that.
Don't rise to it.
No.
Don't rise to it, Dominic. I think you've done a grand job. And I'm sure all 12 of our viewers would agree.
Anybody who knows me knows I love to talk, especially about bowls. So.
Sally, great weight. Still sticking with that backhand. She's
This is just need Sally to sort of.
need a couple
Two
in
good
close
bowls
there,
here.
yeah, give Graham a chance. He has played some good balls coming back this way now as Graham. I'm not sure this has got the legs. Just lacking on pace. Cyprus have taken a single shot lead over there. against the Isle of Man. They did win the first set. That's on the last end. But I think Bernice McGreal is holding 2, which should be enough to force a tie break. John, who was on the live stream yesterday, has this ball to try and save it. Sally needs to stop here. Yeah, Cyprus have panicked. John stepped on the mat to ball that bowl, and Sarah's gone running down the rink to just reconfirm the tactics. Heaven help the local supporters. Clarice Ivray has just arrived. How the microphone hasn't picked him up more this week from the veranda is completely beyond me. That's a great effort from John over there. I tell you what, he may have cut that down. He couldn't have played that much better.
It's a measure. She's doing a measure. Right, Graham, you need to.
You need
this one in,
well,
and
then hope.
yes.
It's not easy this for Graham.
No.
Oh, he's played the first one well, Dominic.
Yeah, he's in.
Yeah, he's played that really well. He doesn't want to sit behind it. Oh, maybe he does. I don't know. Who knows what he wants to do? I don't see currently where the 4's coming from, but
No.
especially if that
Definitely
ball
not
beats the
now.
wing ball. I mean, Miriam has waved her hands at Colin, but I think that's a better ball than Colin realises.
It's interesting now because obviously, if Graham does draw in here, the half a point, has he got a chance of making a 4, or do you just take the half a point for the 3? But
I'm not sure that's a conversation we're going to be able to have
No.
after Kidlin that short ball, as much as I want it for the Jersey pair.
I think this is so. let's see. Can he smash the green one onto the back purple one?
I mean, it sounds like an absolutely ridiculous shot, Dominic, but yeah, I'd take it on. Let's see. Let's see. If Bowles is ever going to get back to Hollywood, this is the kind of action that we're going to
Or he
need to
can
see.
play under and flick the jack and stop on the back purple one, make 4.
That sounds more feasible.
Yeah. I think I may just be.
I think you're
smashing
living.
it.
I think you're living in Cloud Cookie Land currently, but
think I will be just
I
smashing it
admire the
both.
confidence, and for our viewers, it's always good to have the expert opinion of Dominic McVitie.
Just smash it. Just smash it over the net.
Yes. How have you got so far in your international career, Dominic?
Just
Well, just smashed it
just
and hope
smash
for
it
the
out.
best. Now I know what I've done wrong.
But they call me a basher.
No.
They say I bash everything, which I
I
think is
find
a
that
little
hard
bit
to
off.
believe. Graham is lining up on his forehand, so I'm not sure what mastery he's picking for us here. He is playing a positive ball.
He looks tight.
Oh, he
Yeah, that was
may have spun one in. I think it's just the one to Jersey, so that is a straight set victory for Guernsey, taking the second set by 2 shots. Thank you for tuning in. I have absolutely no idea what game we're live streaming at 12 o'clock, but I can promise you the same dodgy camera work. We won't have the expert insight of Dominic, as he'll be competing himself on the green, but I'll regularly check in to chart his progress with all the insight that he's done, and I will let the viewers know when he is hitting and hoping and just smashing it and hoping for the best. To all of you who have tuned in, thank you very much for your time, and we look forward to seeing you again at 12 o'clock. Dominic, it's been an absolute pleasure sitting alongside you. Thank you for keeping the conversation flowing, and all the best for your games
Thank you very much.
today.